What I'm seeing is I see a hungry Crawford, a Crawford that has been looking for the opportunity for a long time, finally getting the opportunity, and really ready to grab.
And it's exciting. You know, Terence is freakishly strong. He can punch. He's got good crack. He can fight from both ways. Orthodox southpaw. He can fight at mid-range, close range, outside, and he can fight going both ways. So it's exciting. It's exciting.
I'm going with Terence Crawford. You know, big weight jump, a dangerous fight, but somebody's got to prove to me that they can break Terence Crawford's will and that he can't figure it out against you.
Few fantasy matchups capture the imagination of boxing fans like Floyd Mayweather Jr. versus Terence "Bud" Crawford. Both are generational talents, fighters who dominated their eras with contrasting but equally brilliant styles. Analysts frame it as more than just a clash of skills, it's a battle of philosophies and legacies. Mayweather's defensive genius, surgical precision, and unbroken record stand against Crawford's adaptability, switch-hitting ability, and ruthless finishing instinct.
Probably one of the greatest. He's done shit that Floyd Mayweather ain't done.
Like what?
Like what?
The audience that don't know.
He is a two-time undisputed champion. Floyd wasn't a one-time undisputed champion. So he has all the belts in one division and then moved up and got all the belts in another division. I don't know if that's ever happened in the history of boxing.
Yes, and he beat the man.
And he beat the man. Let's give Terence Crawford his flowers because everything he said he was going to do,
he done it.
He did.
Floyd Mayweather retired with an immaculate 50-0 record, cementing one of the most pristine legacies in boxing history. His career was a masterclass in precision, timing, and ring IQ, marked by dominant victories over world champions spanning 5 weight divisions. What set Mayweather apart wasn't just his speed or defense, it was his ability to dismantle any style.
Floyd Mayweather stopped Conor McGregor in the 10th round to improve to 50-0 in what he says will be his final fight. I actually believe him this time, Max. What's his legacy?
Well, he's one of the great pure boxers who ever lived. He is never cheated himself. He always was in condition. He had no off nights. That's why he won every fight. It's one of the reasons. Not because he's one of the best to ever do it, and because he was always prepared over a very long amateur and pro career. Amazing. Another reason is he carefully selected opponents, knew when and where and when and who to fight, and basically changed the paradigm in boxing. I'll translate. He flipped the script. I mean, really, boxing is basically, and this is just the way it is, and I'm a huge boxing fan, and I make no apologies about it, but it is fans and networks essentially exploiting fighters. That's how it works. And we demand a level of dedication and risk-taking with your health that's insane, right? Like, someone's getting their head beaten every which way, and if you quit, you don't have heart. You can't be a great fighter, which is true, by the way. It's a blood sport. And usually fighters wind up broke and punch drunk. And Floyd Mayweather flipped the script. He said, no, I'm not going to let the game play me. I'm going to play the game.
Terence Crawford, on the other hand, has crafted one of the most well-rounded legacies of the modern boxing era. A 2-division undisputed champion, he's shown an uncanny ability to adapt, switching stances mid-fight, timing counters with surgical precision, and carrying knockout power in both hands. Crawford's composure and intelligence inside the ring have made him one of the most feared tacticians in the sport. His reign at welterweight in particular has solidified his place among the elite, sparking comparisons that only one name still seems to overshadow: Floyd Mayweather.
Thing is, on Terence Crawford's side, all the legacy, meaning he only has the opportunity to win the belts. Saul only has an opportunity to defend them. Terence Crawford has an opportunity to be in a 5 division and the only person to win all 4 belts in 3 separate weight divisions. Why is Saul taking this fight? And I'm going to tell you why. Because there's some things in life more important than just the belts. And that 20-year career that Terence Crawford made, that all that he has, is very valuable. Very, very valuable. He had 1 foot out the game. And if he can be the man to defeat him, because remember, if Saul beats him, Terence Crawford was the first man to get all 4 belts in 2 separate weight divisions. Yes, I beat that champion. Yes, I beat the multiple division champion, and he had the oath.
Oscar de la Hoya, a man who knows firsthand what it's like to share the ring with Floyd Mayweather, made it clear where he stands. In his view, Mayweather remains the superior fighter, a master technician whose undefeated record and ability to dominate across eras place him on a different level. De La Hoya's take echoes the sentiment of boxing's old guard, those who see Mayweather's precision, defense, and ring generalship as the gold standard. But across the aisle, Canelo Alvarez, one of the few fighters to have faced both, offered a strikingly different take. Canelo stunned fans when he said Crawford is way better than Floyd, pointing to Bud's adaptability, fight IQ, and dominance against top-tier competition. Coming from a man who learned from his loss to Mayweather and later ascended to become one of the sport's all-time greats, that praise carries enormous weight.
Floyd Mayweather toyed with Canelo. Like, he literally toyed with him. He didn't get hit at all. Not one time. And Crawford, yeah, he's more of a fighter, boxer. Mayweather's more of a boxer. But I have to disagree. I think Mayweather is much more superior than Crawford. Not just because he beat me and it was a close fight, whatever, you know, or that I stepped in the ring with Mayweather, but I really feel that technically Mayweather's a better fighter.
You faced Mayweather, what, you were 23 years old, I believe?
23.
And
just turned 23.
Yeah, you just turned 23. You didn't have a lot of seasoning. I know people say, oh, he had a lot of fights. Well, you didn't have an amateur career. You started boxing at 15 as a pro, right?
Yeah.
So you gave up the weight concession. You gave up the rehydration clause. And I always thought if you would have faced him, you know, with some more seasoning, it would have gone differently.
You know, he deserved the position in that moment because, you know, Floyd Mayweather is one of the best fighters in the boxing history, and he deserved the position in that moment. You know, I try to make history, and I try to put myself in the very top in that moment, but for some reason doesn't happen, right? And yeah, like you say, if I had that fight with Miguel Angel Cotto first and all these kind of fights and then fight Mayweather, maybe go in the different way, but you know, we never gonna know. And I learned what from that fight, and like I say, things happen for a reason.
Out of those two, Crawford or Mayweather?
I think Crawford is better, bigger. Like he's actually he moved in weight class, and I would say Crawford is a better fight all around fighter. Mayweather is really good too, though. You can't knock him as well. You know, he's very talented. It would have been a tough fight, but I think Crawford would have the edge over Mayweather because of the long arms and because he's bigger. You know what I'm saying? And he would have kept him at bay. It would have been hard for Mayweather to counter, maybe. But Mayweather's definitely a technician. I mean, like Crawford said, you know, Mayweather has his era, and Crawford